Hey everyone, today we're going to tackle three of the smallest but honestly most powerful words in English: in, on, and at. We are going to solve this puzzle together and get them right once and for all.
So if you've ever found yourself pausing, trying to figure out which one of these words to use, trust me, you are not alone. They can trip up even advanced learners, but the solution is actually way simpler than you'd think.
And getting these right isn't just about passing a grammar test. It's really about clarity. It's about being able to tell people exactly where and when things are happening. They're the key to sounding natural, really fluent.
All right, so let's solve this thing together. We're going to break it down into two simple parts. First, we'll look at how they're used for place and then for time. And you'll see pretty quickly how connected they really are.
So let's start with locations. And here's the secret strategy. We're going to start with the most precise, specific points and then kind of zoom out to the bigger, more general areas. This simple progression, that's the whole trick right there.
So let's dive into our first category, using at, on, and in when we're talking about a place.
Okay, first up is at. Now, I want you to think of at as like a little laser pointer. It's for pinpointing an exact spot. It's for a very specific, precise location. It is definitely the most specific of the three.
So let's look at how this works. You can see it's for a specific point, like she's waiting at the bus stop, or a complete address at 45 Main Street. It can also be a place that's defined by what you do there, like being at work, or even for events, like see you at the party. In every single one of these cases, it's all about that pinpoint precision.
All right, let's zoom out just a little bit from that laser point. Now we've got on. The key idea here is all about surfaces and contact. If something is touching the top of something else, you're going to use on.
And this shows the different kinds of surfaces we're talking about. You've got the obvious one, a physical surface like a book on the table, but think about a street. It's like a line or a surface that your house sits on. The same logic works for being on the bus or watching something on TV. It's on the surface of the screen.
And finally, we zoom all the way out to our most general preposition for place, in. The main idea for in is being enclosed, or inside some kind of boundary, or contained within something.
So you can be in a small, enclosed space, like a drawer, or you can be within the huge boundaries of a city, like London. It even works for things inside of other things, like salt in the soup, or for information that's contained within the pages of a book, like an article in the newspaper.
Okay, so you've pretty much got the hang of it for place. So what about time? You might be thinking, oh no, a whole new set of rules. But I've got some really good news for you.
The exact same logic that we just used, that idea of moving from specific to general, it applies perfectly to time too. Seriously, and once you get this, everything just clicks into place.
Here it is, the one rule you need to remember. The more specific the unit of time, the more specific and precise the preposition. As we go from exact moments to big, broad periods, our preposition just changes to match. It's really that easy.
And look, this table just lays it all out beautifully. Think of it like a pyramid. Right at the very top, the most specific, you have at for exact hours. A little more general, in the middle, is on for days and dates. And at the bottom, the most general of all is in for those big chunks of time, like months and years.
Let's just see it in action here. We use at for those pinpoint moments, like at 7 o'clock. We use on for a whole 24-hour block, like on Friday. And then we use in for those big containers of time, like in winter or in 2010. See the pattern? Specific to general. At, on, in.
Whew. So we've covered quite a bit, right? Let's put it all together in one simple, powerful cheat sheet that you can come back to anytime.
And here it is, your complete guide. I mean, just look at the symmetry there. It's fantastic. A is for specific points, whether that's a point on a map or a point on a clock. On is for surfaces and for days. And in is for enclosed spaces and longer periods of time. So you see, you're not learning two different sets of rules. You're learning one powerful concept.
Okay, knowing the rules is one thing, but the real goal is to make using them feel totally automatic. So let's wrap up with a few quick tips to help you get there.
First, try to visualize it. Picture in as being inside a box, on as being on top of a surface, and at is that little laser pointer. Second, practice every single day. Just describe your own routine. I wake up at 7 a.m. on weekdays in the morning. And last, and this is a big one, don't worry about making mistakes. Seriously, even native speakers sometimes have to pause and think about which one to use.
And really, that's the final takeaway. Just keep practicing, keep using them in conversation, and pretty soon it'll just become second nature. So, I guess my question for you is, where are you going to practice using these prepositions in your day? Thanks so much for watching.